Good morning, everybody. Yes, I'm getting a haircut today. So one of the guys, one of the guys that I listen to all the time is Grant Cardone. And I like Grant. First of all, he's taught me a ton on real estate. And I'm a real estate investor, and he has taught me an absolute ton. What I really like about Grant is I love the level that he vibrates at. And he just did Undercover Billionaire, and it's going to air in January, and I'm super excited to watch it. He redid the show that Glenn Stearns did that I told you guys about. Airs in January. I'm jazzed to see what he does. I'm jazzed to see how he does things. I'm just super excited. But the thing I really dig about Grant is he resonates at this energy. And if one of your goals is a significant financial result, because that's really his thing, is how to create financial independence, financial freedom, financial results. That's really what he has perfected in his life. And if that's your goal, then I think he's a tremendous guy to watch, because he vibrates at an energy to create those results. But what I want to do today is because it's Friday, it's not Monday, I want you to think about, which really shouldn't matter, by the way, I want you to think about something in your life. Stop for a second. Think about, and maybe even close your eyes, think about something in your life that's there now, that you created, that one day in your life was a complete dream. Stop for a minute, and I guarantee that there's more than one, and when you can, come up with more than one. But think about something that at one point was just an absolute dream, and maybe even at one point in your life you were like, I don't know how I'm going to do this. And now you don't even think about it. So like for me, it would be graduating from law school. I remember being in high school and even in college, and that was something I wanted to do from the time when I was a kid. And, now, I've been practicing law 28 years, but, there was a period of time in college when I wondered, am I going to be able to do this? Am I cut out? Is this going to work out? And then I remember, my first $1 million case, and it wasn't about the money, but there's a milestone there. There's a psychological milestone. When I did my first one, however long ago that was, it was like, wow, I've now done that. Not very many lawyers manage $1 million case, and now I have. And then I did a multi-million-dollar case, and I remember a period in my career when I really, wondered, was that ever going to happen? Having a child, because there was a period in my life when the doctors told me that I wasn't going to be able to have a child. So stop for a minute and just think about something that's in your life now that at one point was a goal, that it was a dream, and at one point you really just weren't sure that was going to happen. You had a belief that it was, but there was a little bit of that doubt. The mind that we talk about, that 2,000-year-old mind that we always talk about, had snuck in and was wondering about it. So think about that for just a second. And if you're really feeling it, you could share on a comment as to what that was. And then look back, how did you do that? How did you accomplish that outcome? And I'm going to tell you right now that we all did the same thing. We set it as a goal, and we did more than set it as a goal. We made a decision that it was going to happen. And we didn't know how, and we might not even have been 100% sure, but most of the time we were pretty sure. And then you focused on it. You focused on it with everything that you had, and you worked towards it, and you created that outcome. it is really a positive thing to go back and remember those events that you've had that success with, because you can do it again and again and again and again and again. And I think a lot of times we have this tendency to remember all of the times when things haven't gone right, and we just take for granted all of the things that we've done. We forget about all of the miracles that we've created in our life and the outcomes that we've created. You know, if you graduated from college, there was probably a period of time when you were first in high school that everybody was telling you were going to go to college, but you weren't sure that that was going to happen. If you've raised children, I'm sure that there was times during that process that you were wondering, oh my God, you know, what am I doing? Or when you first got, married, if you got married, is this really going to happen? If you've created some financial results in your life, if you've ever gotten yourself in tremendous shape, did you ever accomplish, did you ever run a race a certain distance that you never thought you were going to be able to do? Go back and remember those times. And remember the time when you set yourself to create that result. And remember the time when you had a little bit of doubt. It's okay that doubt's going to happen, because that's when we talk about the mind. Remember, we're talking about that 2,000-year-old brain that's designed to protect you. You hear about that all the time now because people have come to realize that our minds are really geared to keep us safe. They're geared to keep us from running away from danger, and we don't have those dangers anymore. But that's what stops us from moving forward, is when that little voice in your head comes in and says, you shouldn't do this. And that's the voice that you got to ignore, because it's wrong. And it's there to protect you, but it's there to protect you from things we don't need protecting from anymore. We're not living out in the wild with saber-toothed tigers trying to eat us. That's where that comes from. We now live in homes and drive in cars, and we have cell phones that have every piece of information and knowledge that the world has ever gained on them. The world is different. And so put that mind out and remember these times when you had these great successes, and they are great because you achieved them. And at one point you weren't sure that you were going to, but it was a huge goal at that time, and you did it. You did it. And you can do it again. And put that little mind out of your head. Don't listen to it. It's wrong. It's nice. It's not bad. You can tell it, it's not bad. But it's wrong. And remember those times when you accomplish these results. And when you hit those moments during the day or the week where things aren't going the way that they're supposed to, or stuff happens, go back and remember that time. And that's going to give you the strength to continue to persevere and push on. And it should give you excitement. Dolores just shared starting my business to care for dementia residents and create a new model of dementia care in multiple facilities, which I know for a fact she changed how that whole system was done. And I guarantee there were times when she started that where she was like, oh my God, is this going to work? Andy Williams just shared, my life changed after my accident. All of the best things I don't take all the best things for granted anymore. Right. So before that, you forget about your health, you forget about family, you forget about those things, and then all of a sudden, there it is. And then my cousin Chrissy just shared her sobriety. That's a huge share. Thank you, Chrissy. Yeah, I guarantee there are hundreds of times where she didn't think that was going to happen, and now it has. Remember those times. And whatever it is you want to do and remember, there's nothing big and there's nothing small. Every outcome is the challenge for each person, and your outcome is your outcome. So from the financial outcomes to the personal health outcomes to the relationship outcomes to the loving yourself outcomes, they all are equally fantastic. No one's bigger than the other. Remember those times when you succeeded, and you can do it again and again and again and again. And along the way, there's going to be challenges and there's going to be doubt, and that little mind is going to come in your head. Ignore it. Tell it, thank you. I know you're trying to protect me, but you're wrong. tell it to go away, and keep moving on. And if your outcomes are financial, watch Grant. He vibrates at an energy to create those financial outcomes. If you run a business, if that is part of your goal setting, watch that vibration and then just go emulate it. Remember, model the people that are successful, the ones that are producing the results, and you'll have the same outcome. There you go. Thank you for sharing, everybody. That's a big deal. I am going to look into doing a seminar. I got to figure out the logistics of that, and we got to figure out the technology of that, but we'll figure something out. I'll post something as soon as I know, and we'll get something figured out where we'll do some sort of Zoom seminar after the first of the year where we can all start off the year with a bang, not a whimper. Thanks for watching, everybody. We're all in this together. Let's take care of each other.